So guys, after yesterday's price action, has NIO stock bottomed? And are we in for an explosive move up? But first, we got to talk about deliveries. So last week, NIO delivered 3,600 vehicles, which was actually really good. And if you look at the list, they're ranked quite high. And remember, NIOs are very expensive. Don't ever forget that. And also, if you just look at some of the competitors, I mean, some of these other guys are not doing well at all. Voya, all right, Neta, look at their deliveries, 700, 800 deliveries. And with Neta actually recently reporting that they were delaying annual bonuses, it just makes everybody like, ugh. There's a little bit of unease. Are they also going to be going under like what's going on with Hi-Fi and these other guys? So definitely the market's not very good, all right? It's very competitive. BYD sales also dropping, but NIO's able to maintain 3,600 is absolutely fantastic. And remember, some of this is due to the fact that they're running some promotions on inventory cars for the 2023 variants. 2024 variants are about to come out, much snappier response. And here I actually got a clip for you guys, and you can see the 8295 chip versus the 8155 chip, a pretty prominent increase in responsiveness. So this is definitely going to be very good and a nice selling point for the 2024 variants, which are being delivered right now. So that's pretty nice. And overall, we can expect a little nice boost in deliveries thanks to the 2024 refresh. A lot of people were waiting for this, and now it's here. Nice. Now back to the stock price. Why do I think the stock has bottomed for now? Well, back 2 years ago, I made this video, NIO stock to 15 or 5, and I laid out that NIO stock could be going down to 5. And this was 2 years ago. I predicted that NIO stock might go down to 5 because of the gap at 4.7. And yesterday, following the earnings report and some investors being spooked by it, it briefly jumped down and went into the gap and sort of filled that gap. And this to me, and if you've seen some of my other videos, I've labeled that 4.7 level as the basement floor. Like that's the most bottom that you can get before heading underground. Now, of course, we can head underground, but this is pretty much like the floor, the basement floor. You get the point. You shouldn't really be heading much lower than that. And also, we're noticing some very interesting developments. For example, the positive RSI divergence, positive MACD divergence. These are very good divergences. So prices make a lower low, but RSI and MACD making higher lows. This just tells you that things might be turning around. So I think in my personal opinion that this is the temporary bottom for now, and that we are in for a good up move in NIO stock, probably up to $7 at least. All right, $7 at least. And $7, by the way, used to be very good support, very good floor. It used to be the floor before, but it was broken. Now it's the ceiling. So we'll have to see if NIO stock can break above that, break above 7. We really hope that NIO stock can break above 7. There are also very bullish developments that I think will propel and rocket NIO stock up, and that is, of course, the bombshell that we talked about in previous video. NIO is getting partners to build swap stations and spending the partners' money and not NIO's own money. So CapEx is actually going to be reduced. And R&D, even though might stay the same, according to the CFO, CapEx will be reduced with those public swap stations. And this means that we're going to see commitment from the partnership brands to build swap stations, and that they're going to have skin in the game. And it's not just going to be talk. It's going to be actual skin in the game. They're going to be invested in these swap stations, and they're going to be building cars as well, obviously, to use these swap stations. So this is fantastic news. So this year, they're already doing public swap stations, which is quite crazy, from these partnership companies. So they are putting in the money. It'll be very interesting to see if the branding, if they're gonna have like NIO logo brand, or if it's gonna be like a non-branded or new brand. But we'll have to wait and see. And also, NIO CEO said that all current 4th gen swap stations that will be deployed starting April are pretty much public swap stations. So it would be interesting to see if those swap stations are NIO branded or are they going to be public swap stations. We'll have to see. Now, my delivery expectations for March, I think we could see an explosive March because of 2024 variants in terms of deliveries, and I think that will also really pump some enthusiasm and optimism into NIO stock and push NIO stock even higher. And like I said, 7 would be like the target right now, and that would be a pretty good increase right now to get back to 7. And then we'll have to see where we go from there. Do we give it back all the way, or do we continue going higher? But I do want to remind you guys that we are still in a downtrend in NIO stock. So even if we bounce, we might, after the bounce, might give up the bounce, give away some of the gains, and might even break below the basement floor, possibly. All right, possibly. The reasoning behind all this is, of course, because of the fact that NIO is not going to do any price cuts in 2024 ever onwards. All right, no price cuts at all. The CEO has made that very clear. So after the initial boost in 2024 variants, the deliveries, we might see deliveries start to teeter down a little bit without new models coming in. But of course, that's just on the delivery side. I think, all right, I'm partial to this because I want NIO to succeed and really go increase. But I think that the downtrend isn't over yet. I think we still might see some more downside below the basement floor, possibly even down to like $3. All right, possible. That's down, like, that's quite substantially down. But that's only if like deliveries over the summer are really bad and that they're not doing price cuts and it's just terrible deliveries, and maybe like 6,000 deliveries, 7,000 deliveries per month. Yeah, if we see that, I mean, it's totally possible that we get our the stock price down even further. And remember, the sub-brand deliveries don't start until Q4, so we don't have a saving grace until Q4. So all this period of time, we're going to be starved of deliveries potentially. That's what I'm being prepared for, okay? But obviously, I hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I hope that the 2024 variant will take off and people buy the cars like crazy. But if you look overall in the market, you know, China's not doing that well in terms of the economy and all that kind of stuff. So we might just be ready, all right, just be ready, might see deliveries fall over the next couple of months after the initial 2024 delivery boost. And that might spook some investors, all right? So just be prepared for that, all right? But definitely, $650 per share, that's gonna happen once the partners build out many swap stations and build out their own cars. NIO's getting good money from this. Sub-brand is out, and then also sub-brand is out. So that's going to take a long time to get to 650. 650 is probably like 10 plus years out. But still, that's a good return on investment if it's 10 years out and NIO stock goes to 650. That's going to be pretty nice. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.